All right, we're live on YouTube, Christian. Hello, all YouTubers out there. Welcome to the Investor Dave Show. We've decided to boot Mel out, right, Christian? It's just the Investor Dave Show now. No, Mel is unable to come on the show today, so it's going to be just us. Hello, Ebrahim Shah. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Hello, investor couple. Nice to meet you again. Yes, Ebrahim Shah. Have you seen our 3 secret strategies yet? I'm curious because I feel like you talk to us a lot on the YouTube channel, but I'm curious to see if you've actually gone to the website. We're actually going to be re-recording that. That's something, Christian, that's on our to-do list. It's kind of like a mini webinar where, so it's 3 secret strategies. What's the, I think it's www.3secret. I don't know if you have it, Christian.
I'll find it.
Okay, I'm going to put it on WhatsApp. But yeah, 3 secret strategies. And it's basically Mel and I going on the whiteboard and we're going over B-Town, Burlington. Shout out from B-Town, Burlington. Where's Russell Peters from again? Because he kind of makes a joke about that. He calls it like the mean streets of Scarborough or something. I forget what it was, but it's funny in one of his specials. And he's like, I think he calls it like I forget what he calls it, but he makes it sound kind of cool. So shout out to Burlington. Yeah, you're not far from us. We actually did 2021 over a year ago now. I think one of our last presentations was in Burlington at the Right Club. So Brampton, okay, and he calls Brampton something. He calls it like I don't know, he calls it like a gangster thing. Like, you know, you say like
Brant.
but he makes fun of it, right? Russell Peters is hilarious. I love that he's Canadian. But yeah, that's awesome. So Burlington, very familiar. There you go. Thank you, Christian. Yes. So Ebrahim Shah, have you checked out that 3 secret strategies? I feel like you come on the lives a lot, so I want to make sure you're getting that again. Today, we're going to be talking about, Christian?
There are no self-made millionaires.
There are no self-made millionaires. And that is 100% true. And what do we mean by that? So Mel and I, we were on the Bradley podcast 3 weeks ago now, let's say, whatever, 3 weeks ago. And the Real Bradley Dropping Bombs podcast, I don't know when it's coming out, but it's going to be awesome. He's a great guy, cool guy. And he had said that, right? He said that's so many things that's something that everyone needs to really know, is that there are no self-made millionaires. And it's so true when you think about it, because people will say, I'm a self-made millionaire. Okay, yes. Let's say you're the one that hustled and bustled and all that. You're the one that put in the hours. You're the one that didn't sleep. You're the one that had to make the tough decisions. You're the one that had to scrape by, save up, whatever you think that a self-made millionaire has to do. However, you did have help along the way, right? Let's say, and I'm going to use real estate because that's what I do. So real estate investing, I had a team, obviously, and that's kind of what we're going to break down today, is things like that. I had a team that helped me achieve things, but it wasn't just me doing it. And that's where the whole self-made millionaire thing is kind of like a play on words. Yes, you did do it, but you didn't do it alone. So that's kind of what we'll be discussing today. If you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified. If you like today's video, hit the like button. And then we release, I think, at least 2 videos every single week, right, Christian?
2 videos every week.
2 videos a week for now. Might up it. And yeah, we go live once a week as well. So yeah, there's 3 times a week that you could have access to Mel and I providing some free content to you. So again, if you want to do that, that's awesome. Now, let's dive into it. I'm not going to do my radio voice today where we kind of do that's more when Mel's here. I'm just trying to make her laugh, to be honest with you, when I do the radio voice, the introduction. She doesn't really laugh, but anyway. She doesn't think it's funny. But yeah. So the self-made millionaire. Now, let's discuss this. I really want to dive in as to what part of the team that you need to help you become a millionaire. And when I say millionaire, I don't know if that's figuratively or what it means to you, but it's successful, right? Success. And again, what does that mean to you? So along the way, who's going to help you? So real estate investing. Let's dive specifically into that. And again, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask them, YouTube, because we'll kind of do them as we go, I guess, eh? Yeah, and TikTok, if you're there as well, go over to YouTube, Investor Mel Dave. You guys have questions, don't hesitate. I won't answer the TikTok ones, but I'll answer them on YouTube. But the self-made millionaire. So let's start with the lawyer, right? Lawyer or attorney. Now, this can be for so many different things. So let's break it down. So how did I use my lawyer and attorney to help me get where I am now? Well, obviously, every single time I purchase a deal, my lawyer is helping me close that deal, right? They're facilitating the transaction. They're making sure that the I's are getting dotted and the T's are getting crossed to cover my you know what. So that is super important because you can have one bad deal that can really, really mess you up, right? You can have one bad deal that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in mistakes, whether it's zoning or other legal issues with it. Or it can actually be maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Real estate is not a cheap thing. You're not buying $10 items here. You're buying hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars in assets. So that self-made millionaire had their lawyer or attorney help them structure their deals. Now, to go even further on that, there's two other things I want to touch on with the actual lawyers. Is they helped us draft up our creative financing, right? Like, let's say our promissory notes, which is a contractual agreement. That was drafted up by our lawyers. So they helped us create a note, right? And then we went out and had investors invest with us through these notes, which is a beautiful thing because it allows us to creatively finance deals. So let's say we have a deal where we got first mortgage, second mortgage from the seller, and then we still need some funds to bridge that gap. That's where that note's going to come in that the lawyer drafted up and that we now use with the lender. So again, because of the lawyers drafting up that note, we're able to bridge the gap with funds. Now, another thing that I was going to say is structure, right? Self-made millionaires, most of the time, they have structures, they have entities, they have corporations, they have LLCs. Well, who's doing them up? Yes, you can do them up yourself. However, I strongly suggest that you get someone who has gone to school for this, who has gone to law school, and who knows what can hang you up, where the shortfalls can be, what they've seen before, what the standard practice is. So what do I mean by this is we have had our structures done up by lawyers and attorneys because we are not lawyers and attorneys, okay? So they're part of our power team that helped us, right? That self-made millionaire uses people who have gone to law school to make sure that when purchasing real estate, again, in our example, that they are secured, okay? So that self-made millionaire, 100% dependent on a lawyer or attorney to help them along their journey. Now, the next thing I'll talk about is accountants and CPAs. They are the people that will help as much or more as a lawyer. Let's say as much. They're going to help as much as your lawyer attorney because they are going to help you save on your biggest expense, which is taxes, right? Taxes is pretty much everyone's biggest expense that they can have. So why would you not want someone who is educated in that field to help you and to save you on your biggest expense, okay? And this is something that millionaires will tell you all the time, that they have a very close relationship with their accountant because they want to legally, morally, ethically not pay any tax that they don't have to, right? And that's why I love real estate. That's something that really drove me towards real estate, and that's how we made millions of dollars, is because the accountants will help us legally not pay taxes every year, okay? Yes, I still pay taxes, absolutely, right? It's hard to get away and pay absolutely nothing. There's been some years that we have paid nothing legally. And that is due to the accountant. It's not Dave that figured out how to do that, right? So self-made millionaire Dave used the CPAs, the accountants, to structure and legally make sure that we're using the tools that the tax system has put out in place to the best of its, to the best of our advantage, or to the best of its advantage? Best of our advantage? How do you say that? To the best of its benefit? I don't know. I think everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm asking Christian here how I should pronounce it best. But, so again, a lot of self-made millionaires will use accountants to do it. So again, they're not self-made millionaires. They have had a lot of help along the way. Someone else that they use, well, you know what? And when I say accountant, I shouldn't just say, it doesn't necessarily need to be a CPA or an actually full-blown accountant, right? Yes, they are helpful. They're amazing. I love it. But there's also going to be a bookkeeper there, right? There's going to be someone who does that day-to-day with you, because the accountants is mostly, they get kind of the bigger picture. You'll give them, not a report, but you'll give them the documentation that you have, and then they'll kind of look at how to file it, whether it's once a year or if you meet with them quarterly or things like that. But the bookkeeper or the financial controller, the person that you're literally talking to every single day, is the one that's helping you keep your books in order, right? Literally, like I'm thinking here, like we do real estate. and I don't have time to understand where all the receipts are going, where all the income is going, what's getting paid, all the ins and outs. Because if I was to do that, then I couldn't keep acquiring buildings. I couldn't keep doing different things, the mentoring. So, yes, we're making money doing that, but we couldn't do it if we didn't have those other people in place. So that's something, again, that self-made millionaires utilize. Is accountants and bookkeepers and financial controllers. I'm going to kind of lump all of those in the same scenario. Now, the other one I wanted to touch on was, how do I say this? It's mostly like specialized people in their specialized fields. Now, well, we can even take Christian, for example, right? Christian's our videographer. Imagine I started learning how to do, what do you call it, videography? Yeah, so exactly. Imagine I started learning how to shoot YouTube videos, how to post-production, all that stuff. That would take away from other things, okay? And I'm coming to you live today on YouTube because I have someone like Christian, right? He specializes in his field. So I'm utilizing his skills to help me do this so that I can continue on the path that I want. And Christian's just one example. Think of someone else. Think of real estate agents. And again, I'm keeping it mostly real estate, guys. So think about real estate agents, realtors, brokers, that type of thing. How are they helping me? Because when I want to put in an offer, I'm using their expertise, their knowledge, their systems to be able to, put that offer in now, lock up that piece of property, do my due diligence, and close on it. Okay, so again, could I go and get my realtor license? Yeah, I could do that, and I could do it myself. But again, why would I do that? Self-made millionaire. I want to use other people's knowledge, other people's expertise to get me along. Another scenario, mortgage brokers. Getting the financing, right? I could go around, and yes, we do go around and find private lenders. But to go around and find hard money lenders, to find financial institutions, to do all that, preparing the package, to be able to, how am I trying to say this? To hand it off to the institutions, to present it to them. My time is better spent finding deals, doing other things like this, while the mortgage broker is saying, Dave, give me all the income, give me all the expenses. They line up the appraisers. They get the appraisers to give them numbers, to give them the pictures, all that stuff. Then they're preparing the package. Then they're sending it off to the financial institutions. Like I said, the hard money lenders. Throat's getting dry, Christian. And then they get me financing. Again, self-made millionaire, utilizing specialty people in their specialty fields and maximizing on our time, excuse me, and getting them to get us financing. So these are just examples, guys, of going over how self-made millionaires are not actually self-made, where they have a team around them that they use all day, every day. Even I'm thinking our virtual assistants, right? Right now we have 2 virtual assistants in Mexico. We have one lady, so they help with the investor Mel and Dave. We actually have 3. Where's Ty's from? I think she's from the Philippines. Anyway, so we have two virtual assistants in Mexico that help us during the daytime with our investor Mel and Dave. From Mexico. Then we have a lady who helps us with our property management, calls and tenants and everything like that. She's from Nicaragua. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. I want to make her proud. Nicaragua. And then the 4th one, Thais, is actually from the Philippines because she'll do our nighttime stuff, our after hours stuff. So again, we're all over the place on social media. If Dave and Mel had to, and we do answer a lot of it, but if we had to do every single thing, we do most of the answering. It's mostly like the posts, right? Getting the post, setting it up, doing like the, what do you call it, Christian, where they do the wording on the posts and all that?
Text.
Yeah, they do the text on the post, like all that stuff. Imagine we had to do that, how much time that would take away from the other things we're good at. So these are just examples, again, of, I thought of something I wanted to go into on my team. But these are just examples of, again, how it's not a self-made millionaire. Because people will say that all the time. Dave, you and Mel are self-made millionaires. Well, think about that. Start taking those pieces of the puzzle away, right? Take away the virtual assistants, right? Take away Christian. Take away the mortgage brokers. Take away, I forgot the insurance people, the insurance brokers. They help protect us too. Take away them. Take away the realtors. Take away the lawyer. Take away the accountant. That's a lot of people that are helping us achieve our goals every single day. Like if that's not a team, I don't know what you call a team. But the whole self-made millionaire strategy or philosophy to me is kind of flawed, because if you're going to try and go at it alone, it's going to take a lot more time and you're going to make a whole whack of mistakes. Even my mentors, I didn't talk about that. Again, they helped me with mindset, right? They helped with mindset. They helped with not solutions, but strategies. They've been through scenarios that I'm going through now, and they say, Dave, I did this, or with this road bump, I went this way. I probably should have went this way. So I suggest you trying this out because the other way didn't work out for me for these specific reasons. So yeah, these are mostly the biggest things I want to talk about today with the mindset of the self-made millionaire. Again, post questions if you have them. We'll be coming up to the Q&A, so don't hesitate. Post the questions if you have them. TikTok, if you're watching and you want to ask questions, go over to Investor Mel and Dave YouTube page and then fire away, and we'll be able to answer your questions, so don't hesitate. But yeah, ask away, whether it's mindset, whether it's the power team like I kind of went over, whether it's where would you get started on your journey? Because I know some people will say, okay, well, it's easy for you to say that now, Dave, because you have over 200 units, you have the cash flow to be able to pay for all this stuff, but I don't have that yet. And I want to be that self-made millionaire that used a team. What would you say as opposite to self-made millionaire? You know what I mean? If we had a term instead of self-made millionaire, what would you say opposite that? Team-made millionaire? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Project?
Was that project millionaire?
Project.
Your project. But yeah, that's the thing is if I had to tell someone who was starting out and who didn't have necessarily the big team and everything, that's fine, right? You don't need the big team starting off. You don't have to be at the full-blown level of meeting with the accountants or the lawyers once a month, right? You don't need that. And why would you pay for that if you don't need it? So that's what I mean is gradually have that coming along, but just know that you're not going to do it alone. And don't pretend like you are going to do it alone, because if you are, there's no, think about it, right? What's the animal? The wolf. Let's say a wolf, right? They work in a pack. Everyone has a role. Everyone does it, and they succeed, because if they were just one lone wolf, pretty sure that it would be a much tougher life without having the pack. So again, same thing with the self-made millionaire. You are as good as your team is. You're as good as your weakest link. So just don't go in it with the guns ablazing. I'm going to do it alone. I don't need anyone, because you're gonna end up flat on your face and not succeeding. So, yeah. And Christian, if there's no questions, then we'll wrap it up then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, we'll wrap it up then. Sounds good. So yeah, take that piece of information with you. Take the mindset of, yes, you might be a self-made millionaire, but your team actually helped you more than you thought along the way. So on that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye, and yeah, enjoy your week. Go crush it.